situations happen. Tell me how you feel about it. Let's talk about it. Topics of discussion. Tell me what's your view. And let's talk about it. We gon' rock the truth. Or absolutely nothing. Rock true. Conversations fuel the mind. They current and they right on time. Or absolutely nothing. It's us, it's you. You rock the truth. We gon' rock the truth. Or absolutely nothing. Rock true. Conversations fuel the mind. They current and they right on time. Or absolutely nothing. It's us, it's you. You rock the truth. Grand day, Royals, and welcome to Rock Truth Radio. I am your host, SelenaKay, and we thank you for joining us as we rock truth are absolutely nothing at all. We live in a society today where truth before our very eyes is consistently questioned, criticized, and altered to fit a person's ideology of God's original intent for the kingdom and for mankind. Today, we have an amazing guest with us. But before we get into our guest, let's jump into our sponsors. We are officially sponsored by none other than Healthy in Space, where all things are healthy in one space. They are now open. They are back open, guys, Monday through Saturday from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Get your herbs, get your sea moss, get your tinctures, get your skincare, get your vitamins, and so much more. They are located on 6004 Broadway in Maryville, Indiana. The website will be up very soon. How do I know? Because I'm the one that's working on it. So if you need assistance with marketing, branding, or even your website, hit me up. Your girl, SelenaKay, RockTrue Prince in the building. They also have Healthy in Space daily savings. Enjoy 10% off Men's Health Mondays, Tea Time Tuesdays, Women's Health Wednesdays, tinctures and tonics on Thursdays, Free Radical Fridays, Skincare Saturdays, and if you mention Rock Truth, if you mention Rock Truth Radio, if you mention SelenaKay, you will receive an additional 10% off of your products any day of the week. So get in there, guys. That's Healthy in Space in Maryville if you are in the area. Also, we are sponsored by NutriHub. NutriHub is also located in Maryville, 536 East 81st Avenue, Maryville, Indiana. Shout out to Mike. They just had a grand opening last Saturday. They are now open Mondays through Fridays from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And yet again, guys, if you mention Rock Truth, if you mention Rock Truth Radio, if you mention SelenaKay, get 10% off of your shakes. Get 10% off of the shake meal plans that they have with the tea, all that stuff and all that jazz. And any products that's in the store, mention your girl. You got 10% off, man. We are also sponsored by Oasis Place Banquet Hall. If you are having a class reunion, vendor events, quinceañeras, fashion shows, weddings, birthday parties, retirement parties, baby showers, and so much more, hit up Reese. Hit up Reese in Maryville, Indiana, 6220 Broadway in Maryville, Indiana. They are open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call them, 219-386-1000. Hit up Reese and she will celebrate your moment in elegance. And then we can't forget about none other than Louise Terry. If your credit score begins with a 3, 4, 5, or 6. Let her help you. She will help you dispute late payments, credit cards, hospital bills, collections, bankruptcies, and so much more. You can message her, hit her up in her DM on Facebook Messenger, and just simply say, I am ready for more information. That is Royalty Credit Solutions. I have a little bit more information for you. Her telephone number is 219-614-9720. She is also on Facebook, Royalty Credit Solutions, or her name, Louise Terry. You can shoot her an email at Royal, the letter T, Credit Solutions Group at yahoo.com. And again, I say, if you mention RockTruth, if you mention RockTruth Radio, if you mention your girl, SelenaKay, you can get $50 off of her services. Yo, that's nothing more than a benefit to me. Nothing more than a benefit. If you aren't doing anything this Thursday and you are in Gary, Indiana, yo, you gotta go to Tony Grown Folks Stepping Class. This is a stepping class that is for beginners. It is at the Hudson and Campbell, 455 Massachusetts Street. Shout out to Tony, man, doing grand things in Gary, Indiana, not just with the stepping class, but also with just local businesses. No partner is required. Again, Thursday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and it's only $10. And when I tell you, it is such an amazing class. It's dope people that are there. You learn so much, even if it's just for fun or you desire to compete. Go to class. Go to class. And then we are also recording live from none other place than the Vibe Studios 219, which is a collaborative of myself, being know what you know. Shout out to Ron Reed, who also assisted with setting up today. Thank you so much, brother. Redirect, regroup, refocus, none other than my co-host, Jeff Rutherford. And then there is Smooch Wallace. Who is Smooch Wallace? Yo, you don't know? You don't know? I'm about to tell you who Smooch Wallace is while we grow on this real quick break. Smooth, Hey.
Cameraman, think like MK. So we DJ. You trying to get fast. No rush. No rush. No party's real time. DJ. No rush. No rush. No party's real time. DJ. There ain't no rush. Tell me so the tempo, DJ. There ain't no rush. Move this right. She can feel the fire. Drink is pouring, we can take her out. Slow it down, I'ma take my time. Smooth it. Watch you shake that. Circle, throw it. Toxic king, you know I'm there. About to lock in. Spot with my kid. Shawty, a friend. Round me drinking. So we put it DJ. You trying to get fast. No rush. No party's real time. DJ. No rush. No party's real time. DJ. There ain't no
Yo, again, that is Bad featuring Smooch. Wallace, the quarter of the vibe with no rush. It is the summer of Smooch. It is his latest single that he just dropped when we were at what were we at? Show Love Unity Showcase, which was an amazing showcase. Shout out to Shondale and Shauna for allowing us to be a part of that event. And then just many prayers for Shondale, brother, for everything that you are currently growing through and just for your healing. We are definitely in prayer with and for you. Now, I have a whole king in the building. I have a whole king in the building. I mean, come on, I got a King David, another David, a King David in the building. Come on, you know what comes with namesake, baby.
That's right. That's right.
We got King David Lewis in the building. Granddad King, how art thou?
I'm good. How are you?
I am amazing. You just smile.
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, you look King, tell us about your business. You are a community leader and you're also a CEO. Tell us about what it is that you do.
Real estate. We have a company called Sons of David. It is named after my 4 boys. And of course, I'm David. And just for FYI, all of their names are David.
No.
All of the names are David.
Yeah.
The first one's David, second one is David. So anyway.
Well, I mean, we're in the process, I got to think about this one. The third one, what should it be?
I wanted all of them to have a piece of David.
I know that's right. Because namesake is important.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So the first name is David, but everybody else's middle name is David.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
That's what we do.
Yes. So tell us about your real estate company.
So we Sons of David's name is a real estate company. We own some real estate in Northwest Indiana. And so what we do is we buy the real estate, we rehab the real estate, and we lease the real estate out. But of course, it's a process to get the real estate and to actually process everything and actually get it ready to be leased out.
Gotcha.
So that's pretty much what we do on that end.
Okay. I want to know how imperative is your company for our community?
Oh, it's a very big thing because in our community, we don't have a lot of home ownership. So I give people an opportunity to be a homeowner, not just leasing from me. Yeah. I also want them to be a homeowner too. It's not just about the money. It's about trying to get them set up so they can have some property of their own. So they can get generational wealth too. Yeah. And get some of them don't come from home ownership families. Some of them just come from renter families. They don't know the importance of having a home to be able to maybe pass it on, or they definitely don't know anything about equity and different things like that. Yeah. So not only we try to lease them out a good home, but we also encourage them to purchase the home, if not from us, from somebody. Yeah. To purchase a home. So
Yeah. I believe I'm with you on that. Like ownership is imperative in our community. And like you said, the educational piece behind it. Oh, yeah. Do you guys also teach the hows as far as home ownership, or the mentality of not only owning a home, but maintaining one?
Yeah, actually we teach, I teach a financial literacy course, which talks about ownership too in the home. Just not your finances, but making sure you know what to do when you have money so you can get a home. Yeah. Sometimes some people have goals to get a home. So in the class they're taught to save and invest and not spend. Yeah. So we just finished up our course in April. Okay. To try to get people to understand what is money, how important money is. They kind of downplay it in our community like it's not that big of a deal. But believe me when I tell you, it is a big deal. You use money every single day.
Teach.
Every single day. Whether you spend it, whether you go to the store, whether you just have your lights and gas on, you spending money. You know, so a lot of times they don't really teach it. And I let them know that, you know, the world is different. Once you come out of high school, that's all they talk about is money. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365. And they downplay it like it doesn't really mean that. And then they don't really teach us to be producers. They teach us to be consumers. Consumers. So that's all we do is know how to consume. We don't know how to produce our own money.
Yeah.
So therefore, we don't know how to produce wealth.
Yeah.
So therefore, we would not have anything, especially if we come from a background that doesn't even teach money and don't talk about it. So you kind of, you know, I always tell people in my class, surround yourself with people that's doing something. I always tell them this little joke. I said, if you got a friend, and let's say they off on the weekend, and you call them up and you be like, yo, what you doing today? And they be like, man, I ain't doing nothing. I'd be like, run. You don't want nobody sitting around talking about they ain't doing nothing. You want to be around movers and shakers.
Yeah,
you don't want to be around people that just, man, what you doing, man? Just chilling.
Oh.
You don't want to be around those people. You want to be around somebody that's moving, shaking, got something going on. Their schedule is, you know, it's full. They got some programs, some projects, because they hang around other movers and shakers.
Yeah.
You know, so you kind of got to be in that vibe and in that lane in order to succeed in anything. You just can't be just chilling all the time.
Can't teach.
So, you know, that's I'd be like, no, you do not want friends like that.
Come on, teach.
It's okay to be by yourself.
Yes,
to do your thing. It's okay to have a small circle, because when you start moving and shaking, you know, you don't attract a lot of people anyway.
Teach, brother.
People lazy sometimes, you know, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do a job and a side hustle, you know. Yeah. And so everybody wants the reward, but nobody wants to do the sacrifice.
Man, teach, brother,
they
teach.
Want to do it. So,
when is your next class?
We actually doing a class this fall, but it's going to be a team. The last session I taught for 6 months by myself through a credit union. This class, we're going to have a team of financial people that's going to teach from different areas. So I'm going to teach from insurance. I'm going to teach from funding. I'm going to teach from the culture point of view. And my part is more what I did last time. I speak to the culture from certain things as far as like, if you have more money on your back than you got in your bank account, that's the issue.
Ooh, can you break that down a little bit? More money on your back.
Okay, so all right, let's just call it what it is.
Let's do it.
Let's just call it what it is.
This Rock Truth, baby. We go Rock Truth or nah.
Let's just call it what it is. You know, our culture, we good for gym shoes. You know what I'm saying? We're good for gym shoes. Just call it what it is. You know, $300-$400 pair of gym shoes. We don't know what an IRA is. We don't know what an investment account is. We don't know what a mutual fund is. But we got $300 shoes on our feet. And that's just, you're not using your brain like that. You know, that's a, you know, I tell people up front, yo, if your kids don't know what an IRA is, mutual funds, and all that other stuff that goes along, and they got Jordans or LeBrons or Kyries or whatever, that's bad teaching. You know what I'm saying? So in my class, once I taught some people in my class, older people in my class, I called them out. I said, if your kids don't know what to do, and you went through this class, that's your fault, because you're not teaching them. And that's bad advice to take down to another generation.
You better teach.
And so that's why it keeps going from generation to generation.
Yes, sir.
Because nobody's teaching the kids. They saying that what's on your feet is more important than what's in your head.
Ooh.
So you go out there and you get around some movers and shakers is think with their head, and you looking down at your feet, they're going to pretty much be looking at you like, what you looking down there for, dude? We up here. We doing something big. So I always try to tell people like, yo, I'm a huge basketball fan. But when it comes to things that I want, making sacrifices, yo, them shoes got to wait.
Yes, sir.
Them shoes got to wait. Shoes got to wait. Shoes got to wait. And plus, once you get it anyway, you don't need to impress with none. You don't need to impress nobody. It ain't about that no way. You don't need to impress somebody. I was in the bank the other day. There was this lady sitting there. She looked like she was just regular old average lady. So I'm sitting up in there trying to do some banker business in the other office. And she over here telling the lady in the other office, yeah, put 30,000 over here, put 60,000 over here. Yeah, he's gonna need 100,000 over here. Just regular average lady, you never even know. By the time she finished counting in my head, she had counted up like almost $1 million. Yeah, put 200,000 over here, put 300,000 over there. Yeah, I mean, you know, looked like a regular average normal person. Wasn't in there to try to impress nobody. She packed her bags up and she left.
Wow, that's
you know,
truth.
Never even know. So we out here trying to impress people for what?
Yep.
And at the end of the day, we don't have anything. And it's really sad. And we need to come up. And it's not because we poor. We just broke. We just make bad decisions.
Ooh.
It's not because we ain't got it.
Yes.
Our parents and them didn't have it back in the day because, of course, they come from civil rights era. A lot of different things happen in their life. But we got the money. We just make bad decisions with our money.
Yes, sir.
And we do a lot of emotional spending.
Ooh.
Just emotional spending. It's either every month, it's some holiday, birthday, something going on. We just spend money and spend money and spend money and spend money. And at the end of the year, your W-2 says that, but your bank account says what?
Oh, King, you are teaching. So this is what is in your fall course?
This is in my course. This is my course.
Okay.
I try to teach. I try to be as upfront and try to be as ethical as possible, because I'm not teaching anything that I haven't been through, or haven't gone through or not through. I'm not going to teach you something that I haven't did.
Yeah.
So it's work for me. Bad credit. I had bad credit.
Yeah.
You got to get out of that, because at the end of the day, out there trying to get stuff done, you need good credit.
Yeah.
You need good credit. You need money. You need to learn how to live. And so a lot of times we don't know how to live, and so our parents can't educate us because of where they come from.
Yes, sir.
But now this new generation, we should be able to educate our kids so they can be better.
Yeah.
And understand what money is. Money is not to be spent. Money is to be saved and invested. Why are we spending money? Half the stuff we get, we don't even use. We don't even wear. We make some bad decisions with our money. And like I said, at the end of the year, you just got a W-2.
Come on, brother.
You don't have a house paid off. You don't have a car paid off. You don't have education. You don't have no money. You got clothes, jewelry. I mean, anybody can get clothes and jewelry.
Come on, King.
But at the end of the day, when it's time to make some investments, like to buy a house, and they say you need to put this down payment money down, you don't have it.
Yeah, man.
So we just got to do better with our finances. Not like we're not smart enough to do it.
Teach.
We're very smart to do it. We just don't do it because we don't have the people around us that's helping us make good, sound decisions and giving us good, sound advice for our future.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I say this again, I call people out. At the end of the day, it's nobody's fault but yours. You are the product of your decision.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You said that that was one of the courses that you were teaching. What other people are on panel for the fall course?
Fall course, we have a young lady who does, she does the insurance part, like long-term health, short-term health, having money for later on in life and different things like that. So she kind of breaks down, like, I know a lot of young people don't think that they're going to get older. It's just people be thinking, they don't think they're going to get sick or whatever. But if it's not for you, for your parents, for a relative or something like that, a lot of times, they say you need to have 6 months of money in the bank. Let's call it real. Most people ain't got that. They ain't got 6 months of housing, 6 months of this, 6 months of that. But she kind of teach you how to put something aside. So if you run into a situation, you can have some money inside and you don't have to, maybe file bankruptcy. You don't have to lose the things that you worked so hard for. So that's going to be her job. And then we have another guy. He's going to come in. He's going to teach about the funding aspect. He's going to teach about how do you get funds? How do you get them? What do you need to do? What do you need to qualify? How do you manage your funds?
Yeah.
And what do you use them for? And why should you hold on to them? When should you spend them, and different things like that? And then we have an accountant come in, and she just kind of break down the numbers. Like if your paycheck is this much, and your bills is this much, you should be spending this much.
Yeah.
So she's going to give it from a numbers point of view. So we got those three people and myself. We just basically talk about the culture of the spending of the money. Because like I said, we're not poor. We're not poor. I've been to other countries. They're poor.
Yeah.
We just broke, and we mismanage a lot of the money that we have daily.
Yeah. Like just speaking of, management, one of the things, I've been a property manager before, and then I also am a home-based caseworker in several different counties and communities. And one thing that I've learned regarding homes is that our people don't know how to manage the home, and not just from a financial perspective, but just cleaning it.
Right.
We naturally assume that people are taught how to clean up.
Right.
Like you can have all those skill sets and you got a nasty house.
Right.
I'm not understanding how those two grow together. And it's up and down. It's not even where, you would think that it's poor people, right?
Right.
And of course they try to pin that on the Black community a lot of the times too. No, it's all over. There's a lot of people are nasty.
Yeah, right.
Like you can have a big, beautiful home. You be like, wow, this is amazing. And you walk in and be like,
Yeah.
You know, and that was just one thing it's always been on my mind when it comes to housing. And different people, they'll want to get you in on flipping houses and different stuff like that. And I would always say, like, yo, it's cool to help people with home ownership and different stuff like that, but if they don't know how to manage the home, they don't know how to fix things or even call somebody when things or just clean it.
Yeah.
That's another way of properly managing your investment.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So
a lot of them haven't been, again, like I said, in our culture, we have the highest percentage of rents, of rental in our culture. There's no reason for that. And so a lot of them don't, the rental aspect of people renting houses is not great as far as taking care of home.
Yeah.
Depending on their circumstance, situation, and landlords, that plays a part into it. But I always try to encourage people that rent, keep that home. In the homes that I lease out, I always tell them, you want a nice house, you got a nice house. Now you have to maintain this house. I'm just the owner. I'm just the owner. But you keep this house as if you're the owner.
Teach, brother. Now you're teaching.
I'm not going to come over and micromanage.
Yes, sir.
You want a nice house, take care of the nice house, maintain the nice house. Because who knows, one day you may want this house.
Yes.
You may want this house. Plus, I want my property to look as though you are a homeowner. So people got to understand that you need to take care of the property well, and it'll take care of you. If you keep it clean, keep it up and different things won't break down as fast.
Yeah.
Things won't look bad, as fast because you are in it. But a lot of it is just the home base ownership, understanding that this is your house.
Yep.
And I'll go as far as to say, whether you leasing it or not, it's your house.
Yeah.
You got to take care of it. And some of them haven't been taught how to take care of homes. So whatever you need to do, you need to call somebody to fix something, or you need to fix it yourself or whatever. Make sure it's maintained and it's good. So when people come over, they don't even know that you're renting.
Come on now.
They don't know if you're renting. If you say something.
That's it, brother.
It's okay to say, this is my house.
That's it. Because it is. Because, and you know what? Like, and one, it just aligns with kingdom principles. That's I'm always looking for ideology that's going to align with what God has already placed in order.
Right.
And then that same thing, this is your house. Right. You know what I mean? Like, before you have the physicality of it, starts with that idea. And what you guys are doing is teaching you here how to manage this here in your mindset, right? Because you have to have the mindset of ownership and owning a home, but then also understanding that you're managing what's been given to you. You technically are not owner. You manage it properly for that who is. And in order to do that, you also have to get into the mindset of that who owns it.
Right.
There's a certain way I'm sure you want your properties to be taken care of. Like you said, I ain't micromanaging, but I expect somebody with an ownership mentality to take care of this home.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I heard a preacher say one time, he said, God will never give you what you want. He will only give you what you can manage.
You better teach, brother, teach.
So I think we need to understand what managing is.
Ooh.
So if we understand what managing is and we understand what mindset is, and we put those two together, we actually can be successful in a lot of different areas.
Yeah.
Because mindset is just the number one first overall.
Come on, King.
You can't change a person's mind.
Come on, King.
It's almost impossible to change them as a person.
That's it.
The Bible even says, let this mind be in you that's also in Christ Jesus.
My King.
So, I mean, that mind, people don't understand that mind. People don't understand how powerful mindset is.
Yep.
The only difference between two people is the mindset.
You better teach, brother.
I put on my social media one time, I said, God didn't make rich people or made poor people. He made people.
Yep.
Both with sight and vision. Just whatever you choose to do.
Yep.
So you can't blame somebody else because they see things differently. I read a book one time, a guy told a story that him and another guy went over seas to India years ago, and they didn't have shoes on. One guy said, man, we need to leave this place. They ain't got no shoes.
Yeah.
Another guy said, no, we need to get some shoes over here.
Yep.
It's all about how you see.
Yeah.
A lot of times, people mindset, they can only see so far. They have limited vision.
Yes, sir.
And if they have limited vision, then they really can't see down the road.
Yeah.
They can only just see the first couple of houses. They can't see owning the block. They can only see owning the house.
Listen, brother, you are absolutely teaching. And just growing back to, like you said, that foundational piece is mindset. That was step one that we were given from God. Repent. Change your mind. Yeah. Like everybody omits it and jumps to all the other steps and not think that you're not. And what I like to call shortcuts in life. You took a shortcut. That shortcut doesn't get you further. Right. It actually leads you right back to scratch. It leads you back to in the beginning. Right. And so you still have to start at step one in order to grow forward in him, in your being, in everything that you are. So repent, change your mind about everything that you were taught. Right. Everything that you think. You talk about generational wealth, and this is nothing more than tradition or a trade down of mentality. Right. So many people want to trade down houses, cars, clothes. Hey, trade down the proper ideology. Right. Because houses and cars accidents can happen. Things can blow away, burn up, this, that, and the other. But I've taught you how to do it again and again and again. So the mentality pieces.
It's one of those things where the Bible was teaching them how to fish, or just giving them something. You know, you got to teach people how to go out there and get more. Because I have a lot of questions a lot of times about real estate. And I always tell people, first of all, I can only tell you what I do. Yep. Real estate is so big. Everybody handles it differently. So I don't try to compete with other people that's doing it. I think it's an excellent field to be in. I would never turn nobody around from it. But at the same time, once you learn how to do something, because I'm self-taught, so once you learn how to do it and you continue to do it over and over again, you get better and better and better and better.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of times too, it's hard work. That quick fix, you know, just trying to do something and don't want to work hard in order to get to the top. That's you're not going to get anywhere.
No, it's not beneficial either.
Yeah, you're not going to get anywhere. That quick, just do something to get. It doesn't work like that. You really have to really work hard on it. You really have to make some sacrifices, some huge sacrifices, and you got to put some time in it. Yeah. You know, you got to put some time. You got if you love doing something, that's your craft, that's what you eventually want to do. Yeah. Then you have to put some time into it. And so you have to, it's basic principles to being successful. Like, you can predict a person being unsuccessful, and you can predict success.
You better teach, brother. Yes, you can.
If you can predict, you said God is not doing nothing, not going nowhere, though, you be like, oh man, he ain't gonna do nothing. But if you see a person out there getting it, they hustling, they're reading, they're writing, they're doing things to be successful, you're gonna say, hey, they're gonna be successful, because success is predictable. You have to put in the work in order to get things done. You don't put in the work. I tell anybody in a heartbeat, you gotta put in work. Again, that goes back to people being lazy. You know, you got to get away from that lazy mentality, as far as like, oh man, I'll do this later, or I won't do it at all. But you can't get mad at the brother or the sister that put the work in, and then they have something later on in life. You gonna get mad at them because they pulling up in a nice car.
Come on.
How you gonna get mad at them? You don't even know last night they was up to 12, 1 o'clock at night, working on their skills, working on their craft. But you gonna get mad at them because they look at him. He shouldn't even have that car. He should. Why? You should be over there trying to figure out how this guy even got this car, or how he got this home, or whatever. The people they sit back and they say, oh, they should. People put in work behind closed doors every single time. Yes. Like they say, in order to get things that you never got, you got to do things that you never done.
You better teach.
That is true. That is absolutely true. You have to do things that people are not doing. The average person, like I told my class, I said, the average person is not sitting in a financial literacy course right now learning about finances. So you're already a step ahead of them because they're not doing it. They out doing whatever. Yeah. They don't even know about their money. They just spend because they gonna think they're gonna keep on getting it over and over again. They depend on the job. What happens if the job go?
Teach, brother. Now you're teaching.
How would the job go?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It happens every single day.
Every day.
All the time.
I believe COVID taught us a lesson. It taught us a valuable lesson about how the world can change just like on a dime. Overnight. Man, you know, first of all, real quick shout out to Jeff Rutherford in the building. He is saying rock truth all day. Yes, this is a grand show. He was saying yes, sir, to the comments that you were making. Also to Miss Marilyn out there, she is saying teach. Yo, absolutely correct with everything that you're saying. And what I love about what it is that you're saying is you're saying what all successful people have been saying. Yeah. There's no reinvention of the wheel. There's nothing new under this sun. It is the same principle laws that have been in place. It's your job to utilize them or not. I know that you talked about how sacrifices are imperative. What is or was a major sacrifice that you had to make for this?
When I started in real estate, I give you one. I work shift work. So, and I got my first home. Of course, I didn't have any money. I didn't have any people really to help. So I had to do a lot of stuff on my own. So I would literally go to work 2 to 10. I would get off 10 o'clock at night and I would go to the rental property and I would work to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Wow. Sacrifices. You know?
Yeah.
So, and sometimes I wouldn't get no sleep and sometimes I had to be back at work the next day. I was tired or whatever situation was, but I would constantly keep doing that. But the thing about it is that it don't last always.
Teach, brother.
It does not last. Trouble don't last always.
I'm so glad.
Put that work in. God will begin to elevate you.
Yes, sir.
He begin to bring people into your life.
Yes,
he begin to help people. A lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
One thing I wish I had. I grew up. I was raised in the church.
Yeah.
And you hear about faith.
Yeah. Come on with it.
But you don't really know about faith and exercising your mustard seed faith until you get old and you really utilize it. But life is a faith walk.
Yes, it is, sir.
Business is a faith walk. I remember when I first got there, I worked in my house for a long time. And so by the time I got it done, I put up a for rent sign in the windowsill. And I'm thinking in my mind, fear just came across me before I even put up like, oh man, it's going to be a while. I mean, fear just started hitting.
You know what to do.
I had fear over faith, not faith over fear.
Come on, you know what to do.
So I'm like, oh Lord, I know. Oh man. But once things started turning around, I think I had to sign up. It wasn't been 24 hours. My phone just ringing off the hook. And I was like, you know what? I think this might work.
Come on now.
You know? And so as I could begin to do more, the process started getting easier. I still worked a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and I still worked at night and I still did a lot of stuff. But God began to send people through my way that didn't charge me a whole lot of money. Then it started sending people my way that said, hey, you know what? Don't do it this way. Do it that way. Hey, why don't you go right or go left? You know, why don't you, they got this. So you start learning, you start living and you start learning, you start making better choices. And then I don't care what nobody say. If you take that faith walk, God will open up doors.
You better teach, brother. I'm a witness to that.
He will open up doors. It's more people out there that's for you than against you, but you'll never know if you stay shielded.
Yes,
you stay shielded and you never do it. And the first thing you'd be like, oh man, I wish I woulda, coulda, shoulda. No, if you got a dream, you got a goal, you got a vision, go out there and do it and watch God open up doors. I'm telling you, he will do it.
He will.
He will do it.
He will
do it. He will do
it.
That faith, you got to have some faith.
Yes.
Don't worry about the fear part. Cast that fear out of your mind. Step out on faith and go into and it gets better. Nobody starts off. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Come on, teach, bro.
You know, nobody starts off up on the top. But you do a little bit by a little bit, you by a little bit by a little bit, and things begin to get better. People begin to reach out to you. And then people begin to see your work. And then people want you to come do this and they want you to do that. And they want you. It just takes some faith.
Yes, sir.
I tell anybody, if you want to be an entrepreneur or you want to step out on faith. Put the work in and watch God. You never put God in the position.
Come on, King.
You never put him in a position for him to do what he said he's going to already do.
That's it.
He already said he was going to do it, but you never put him in a position because you're always so scared. Not at this house. No, what if that happens? No. The majority of the millionaires and billionaires out there, they are on faith.
Yes, sir.
They don't know. They exercise their faith and God blesses them and it blesses the works of their hand.
That's it.
And because you step out on faith, God has to honor that because that's in his word.
That's it. He can't go back on his own word. I like what you're saying. Like, you're taking him at his word. You're holding him accountable.
Yeah.
That's one thing that, even in a religious setting, we're not taught to hold God accountable.
Yeah.
No, hold him accountable to his word. He said he's going to do. Seek the kingdom, seek his right. Mm-hmm. He does the adding unto. You can never do any adding. You can do the planting, you can do the watering, but you can never do any of the adding. But again, this all goes back to how your mindset works. All of that is going to cripple you with fear and doubt when you are thinking in opposition. Miss Marilyn says that true sacrifice and hard work are the cornerstones of success. Every effort you put in today lays the foundation for a brighter tomorrow. Keep pushing forward, knowing that your destination will pay off and inspire those that are around you. Absolutely. God will open those doors that no man can shut. That's the key of David. Nice. The key of David. And I talked about that last week. The key of David, relationships. Because listen, you can have all these businesses, you can have all this stuff going on. You think he cares about your business? He cares about his business, standing on kingdom business. His business is people. Having the proper relationships with people. That's why somebody can come along and give you something at a lower rate or a lower price or for free, or really provide you with the resource and mindset. Because I don't need your money.
Right.
Give me the information, brother. I could take that and turn that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was taught that. He gave me information. I took it and I put it to work.
And applied it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's one of the key things. And I always tell people this too. Once you make it, as a culture of Black people, give back to your
teach.
Money. They can make it. Don't take your money and run out the community. That's the first thing we taught. Man, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
No, for real.
I'm out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Give back to your community. I'm a big advocate in giving back to your community, because those children and those people that can't make it out of the hood,
come on,
that can't do certain things that you can do, go back and encourage them.
Listen.
Because a lot of times when you don't have money, you stay depressed a lot.
You do.
You stay depressed a lot.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's huge in our communities. One evidence of what it is that you're saying is look at the school system in Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
We took all of the resources to environments that didn't require it.
Right.
They got their stuff set up. They got nice places. We don't. We needed you here. We needed your mentality. We needed your skill set. We needed everything that you had to rebuild our community, like you said, for people who are not going to leave here.
Right.
Not to say that they're not, but at this time they're not.
Right.
A lot of people walk out of those doors, out of their homes, believing that this is it.
Right.
They got the Michael Jackson. This is it.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the last tour right here around Gary in the hood.
Yeah.
Around 21st Avenue.
Yeah.
Like, this is it.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate if we had the right people in place, more people in place, more resources, more information, more teaching, more teachers, and not just the traditional sense.
Yeah.
We would have a totally different community, or we could have, if not a better community than places that we're taught to run off to.
Right.
We got to understand, Gary, Indiana is the heartbeat of America.
Right.
This is the crossroads of America. This is the heart. Think about the vital organ that is the heart. It pumps and flows out to everybody and everything. Now look at our heart. Our heart is in a bad condition.
Yeah. We definitely need some empowerment here. We definitely need some encouragement here in the city. We need somebody basically to speak to the spirit of poverty.
Ah, my king, you are.
That's what really needs to happen. They need to speak to the spirit of poverty, because some people really think that they can't make it.
Yes, sir.
And they can.
And they can.
They can. They just don't have enough people encouraging them and telling them that they can do it, but they can make it. Again, it goes back to the mindset. You don't have to be in that situation. You choose to be in that situation, but you don't have to be in that situation. People come out of situations all the time, 24 hours a day. It's based upon that mindset. That's why I said earlier, get around some people who want to come out of that and who wants to do something.
Yeah, man.
Hang around people, what you gonna do? Oh man, I ain't doing nothing, man. I'm just chilling. No. My circle is really, really small because the people I used to hang around are man, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You want to come? They don't want to come. I'm over here doing this. You gonna show up? No. And that's fine. They end up falling off. You know, they talk about fly high.
Yeah,
and folks people start falling. That's just what's gonna happen. You know, people not trying to. People think, oh, he think he all that because no, you got to get around some people that speak in your same language. So if we have a discussion one day and we say, hey man, I put about $6,000 in the IRA, you won't be sitting there looking confused because you don't know what an IRA is.
IRA? Who's IRA? Who's IRA? I need to get with IRA.
You're confused.
Give me IRA number. You got a number?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to hang up. I'm hanging up.
Real talk though. A lot of them don't know. And our school system, and you know, I grew up in the Gary school system, and I'll say that I was unprepared by the time I got out of high school. And the school system is not just Gary schools; it's school systems in general, especially public schools. They do a horrible job in training and teaching us about finances. And so a lot of the kids come out of school, they're unprepared about this world. This world operates on finance.
That's it.
That's how this world operates. I tell people all the time, I say, when you look at the market, you see all them numbers up there, them billions and billions of dollars just flowing minute by second by then. You need to understand what all that stuff is. And it's not, I can't teach you about mutual funds, stock options, investments, portfolios, if you don't know what a dollar do. You don't know what a dollar do. Yeah, you don't even know. You don't know what credit does.
Yeah.
You got to understand this is the basic. I don't even get off into all that other different type of stuff. First of all, I want to hit you on a level that you understand.
Teach.
You know what money is.
Yeah.
Now, where do you think you can go with bad credit and be successful?
Teach, brother. Because
a lot of times credit is more powerful than money. Period. But if you think, like I tell people, there is no, I said this in my class, I said, there is nothing positive associated with bad credit.
Yeah.
You don't hear people out there say, hey, I got bad credit. What's up? You know what I'm saying? When people got good credit, first thing they say is, I got good credit.
Yeah.
I can get anything I want.
Yeah.
I can do this. I can do that. Ain't nothing positive associated with bad credit. We need to stop thinking that bad credit is cool. Bad credit is not cool. It is not cool. It's not going to get you nowhere in life, but high interest rates.
Yeah.
Denied. You're never going to be a homeowner.
Say denied.
You're never going to be a homeowner. You're never going to really get a new car unless you have a high interest rate.
Yeah.
You're not going to be nowhere successful in life because successful people have good credit and they have good money to follow along with it.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to be around people that don't have enough.
Yeah.
When we get around, I remember when I was with friends of mine some years ago, and I told them we used to go out when we was younger, and they used to go out, and it used to be the bill came. And so the waitress, she up there, what you got? What you got? I said, man, we done with that. Somebody at this table is going to pay for the whole bill. We got to grow up out of this stuff. Trying to split the bill. What's yours? You had the chicken strip? You had the hamburger? No, somebody should be profitable enough at the table in your group.
Yeah.
They say, hey, man, put it on this card.
Yeah.
If it's $100, $200, $300, $400. Why are we splitting the bill up like we teenagers? we grown men. Somebody got to have some authority and got to have some faith and say, hey, you know what? I got this bill.
Yeah.
And guess what? The next time we get ready to go out, fellas, you got it.
That's it.
Oh, you got it. Oh, you got it. We splitting the bill up like we 5 years old. I didn't have the fries. He had the fries. What do we do?
How you say that? It sounds so childish. Like it just sounds so childish. It sounds like something I was watching the other day, the political debate. It sounds so childish, and it's like he did that. Yeah. You get it. Like, man, hey, give me that.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it. Take the authority. Yeah. Ron Reed is sitting over here, but he's also messaging in saying bad credit will get you that 2-for-1 special, 1 car for double the money. brother.
Will.
Brother.
That's hey. I know some people in situations like that. Telling you, that ain't good.
2 for 1. Yeah. King, we are coming to a close. I would love to know your final tidbits that you have for our audience, but then let us know where we can find you.
Okay. Well, my I'll say this, that whenever you make it, because you will make it. Mm-hmm. I speak life.
Teach,
brother. You will make it. Go out there, put the work in, sacrifice. Once you get to where you're comfortable, give back to your community. We have a scholarship where we give back to the community. Give back to your community. Let the people know that you love. And this is another thing, I'll say this. When you, and I hate to say this, but I said Black folks make it, pull somebody else up with you. Yeah. Don't get so full that you don't want to share your secrets and share your wealth and share your understanding with somebody else. Pull somebody else up with you, and show them how you made it, how things worked out in your life, and how they can have a better future. Because nobody likes to be without.
Yeah, brother, teach.
Nobody likes to be without. So I would say just, keep doing what you're doing. Just do it better.
Yeah.
Keep sacrificing. Keep making those hard choices, hard decisions. Get around people. You hear that all the time. Your whole life. Get around people doing stuff. That is true. I cannot emphasize that enough. Get around people that's moving and shaking, because they have lifelines to other people that's moving and shaking. And then they have lifelines to other people that's moving and shaking. And people that's moving and shaking will not be around people that's not doing anything. Because the first thing they're going to do is they're going to ask you, what do you do? Mm-hmm. And if you cannot answer that question, they're not going to give you that time.
Yeah,
so you need to be able to answer those questions and need to be able to. Another thing too, whenever you go out and you're professional, make sure you dress the part. Mm-hmm. Get caught up on your language. Makes you smelling good.
Yeah.
Makes you looking good.
Yeah.
Makes you staying in shape. Makes you know how to pronounce your words. Do look professional. Look up the part. So people can take you serious when you get ready to go take care of business. People can respect you for your appearance, because you're on in there taking care of business. Because believe it or not, it is not a stereotype if you do what they say you're going to do. I always say this in my class. If they say that all Black people got bad credit, and you come in a bank with bad credit, is it a stereotype?
Teach. And you Black.
It's not a stereotype. You are fulfilling what they say. So you change the narrative in your life.
Teach. King.
Don't let nobody else say. You change the narrative in your life. And I love the culture, but sometimes the culture can hinder you from getting to the next level. You have to be wise enough to make those common decisions in order to get to the next level. Because believe it or not, appearance in public is everything.
It is. Where can we find you, King?
sonsofdavid.com. sonsofdavid.com. And I am on social media at Sons of David. Everything is Sons of David. Yeah. It is a very unique, common name. So you Google me, Sons of David comes up. But sonsofdavid.com, that's what we have. Social media network, plus the scholarship that we do, plus our financial literacy courses that we do. Our real estate is on there. And our contact information is on there. So that's where I can be reached at on TikTok, Instagram, Messenger, Facebook. Everything out there is Sons of David. David Lewis should come up.
Yeah. Well, we thank you. We honor you for coming through, and RockTrue are absolutely nothing at all.
Thank you for having me.
This was very informative and informational, even for myself. Yeah. You know what I mean? And inspiring. Thank you. Shout out to D Smith in the building. What's going on, D? Shout out to Ron Reed, as well as Loretta Pumphrey's in the building, Marilyn, and Life Coach Jeff, I believe, was also in the building with us, tuning in and contributing here. Man, the Sons of David, bro, like, get with them. Like, we're talking about, I'm with you. I was just saying in the car, let me tell you something. I love the culture. I love the hood. But man, hey, this some stuff just getting out of hand. This starting to get a little bit ridiculous. Yeah. But what he's talking about is exchanging cultures. And it's time for us to do a cultural exchange of our mentalities. Like he said, Everybody can make it. The difference between somebody who's not and somebody who is the mental.
It is.
It's how they're thinking. And the thinking doesn't have to be anything outlandish or anything that you think that you're coming up new with. It is just sticking to the old principles of law that's always been here for success.
It is.
It's that simple, guys. All right. We thank everybody for contributing, who has joined in, everything. Let's go back to our sponsors real quick before we get out of here. Let's not forget Healthy in Space. They are open Monday through Saturday. Herbs, sea moss, tinctures, skincare, vitamins, and so much more. All things healthy in one space. That is another Black man doing grand business out here promoting health. The health, hello, like take care of you. Part of that mentality change is just be, guys. That becomes fruitful. That multiplies. Get in your being. It's that simple. You ain't got to figure out what I want to be. You. Okay, it's that simple. All right. So then they are open 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Don't forget they have Men Health Mondays, Tea Time Tuesdays, Women's Health Wednesdays, Tinctures and Tonics on Thursdays, Free Radical Fridays, Skincare Saturdays. We also have NutriHub in the building. Shout out to Mike. They are open Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. They are also located in Maryville. Listen, at both of these locations, and this we talking about, again, lifelines. Hello, lifelines. Relationship key of David. Hello, listen. Mention RockTruth Radio, I dare you. Mention RockTruth. Mention your girl, SelenaKay, and get 10% off. Yo, I got an even better special for you. Also, we have Louise Terry. If your credit score, like King was talking about, ain't nothing to be proud of here, begins with a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. Let her help. Let David help. You know what I mean? Dispute those late payments, those credit cards, hospital bills, collections, bankruptcies, and so much more. You can DM her. I am ready for more information. If you mention yet again, Lifeline, RockTruth Radio, RockTruth, or your girl SelenaKay, get $50 off. $50 off of her credit repair services. This is dope. Shout out to the Oasis Place Banquet Hall for class reunions, vendor events, quinceañeras, fashion shows, weddings, birthday parties, retirement parties, baby showers, and so much more after you got your credit stuff together. Okay, this is emotional, you know what I mean? Spending. After you got that together, then you can hit up Reese at the Oasis Place Banquet Hall, 6220 Broadway in Maryville, Indiana. Let her celebrate your special moment in elegance. That's 219-386-1000. Don't forget, if you are doing nothing on Thursday nights, we got Tony Grown Folks stepping in Gary, Indiana, Hudson and Campbell, 455 Massachusetts Street in Gary, Indiana. Yo, get there. And then shout out to WOSD Radio. Shout out to Al Greer. Thank you so much, brother. Shout out to The Vibe Studios. That then is myself, your girl, SelenaKay, RockTruth Radio. VNO, What You Know, Ron Reed in the building. My co-host, Life Coach Jeff with Redirect, Regroup, Refocus, and then Smooch Wallace in the building. Yo, thank you, Miss Marilyn. I see you out there. Thank you so much. She said it was a grand show. Thank you for your guest. She's thanking you as well for sharing such valuable nuggets of wisdom, truly inspiring and informative. And I too would have to agree. Yo, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. And on what note? No rush type note. Later.
Yes. Smooth, bad. Take these.